All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, GWT MIM family. My name is Sean Singh, Ambassador with Global Wealth Trade, and it's my absolute pleasure to be hosting our wonderful weekly team call with each and every one of you folks. I can see there's people logging in from not only here in North America, but from very far away, as far away the fact that it's very early in the morning or very late at night for you. So congrats, folks. Welcome to the call. We're going to be taking you folks through some of the essential tools when it comes to building our business. As you can see here, we're going to start off with about building like and trust, and we're going to take that all the way through to the final process with some closing tips during the survey process. And we have a wonderful young lady who I've known for quite a long time, my GWT career here. So one of our Diamond LCs from Ottawa, Ontario, Miss Rebecca Robinson. This young lady basically can single-handedly run the entire Ottawa tour operations, very helpful when it comes to organizing different events, the flyers, the boot camps that we do here, and really has, as time has gone by, become the glue that keeps the team together, that keeps the team performing 110% every step of the way. So without further ado, I'd love to bring on our presenter for this evening, Diamond LC, Rebecca Robinson. Do we have you on the line?
I am here, Sean. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, and you know what, you were just talking as well. Congrats as well. I heard you stepped up to be the host of the month, the international webinar. So folks, for all those international attendees on the line here tonight, you'll be hearing quite a bit of this young lady. So I'm ready here to take some notes, Rebecca, so I'll pass the call off to you.
Fantastic. Well, good evening, everyone. Good morning to those of you across the world getting up super early to join us. I'm pretty excited to present you some key training tonight for your business. So I'm going to just hit the ground running. So I want to start off this evening by talking about building like and trust. And I know that you've all heard it many times before, but it really is an absolute key for your business, no matter what you're doing, really. Some of you who have been in sales before may be familiar with the term ABC, which is always be closing. And I like to actually say it's more like always be communicating and always be building that relationship. So no matter what you're doing, you're going to want to be focused on that. So in terms of building like and trust, you know, it's really just about taking the approach of making friends. And whether this is somebody that you're meeting at a networking event or you're meeting online, or maybe you're meeting them out and about when you're doing your shopping or banking, running your errands, it's really the same approach that you take to it no matter what. So, you know, we've had some trainings through the years on form, and so I'm going to go through that for you tonight because I know it's been a while since it's been covered, and it's a really basic formula for you to help you build like and trust and make those friendships. For someone like myself, I have no problem doing this. It's a natural thing. But I know there are a lot of people in our business that are maybe a little bit more shy and, you know, a little bit more introverted. So this is going to really help you out in terms of, you know, initiating conversations and helping to develop that rapport with people. So form essentially stands for four things: family, occupation, recreation, and money. And really every conversation that you have can contain form. Now, it doesn't mean that you're doing it necessarily in that order or, you know, all at once, but you really naturally do this every day anyway. With the people that you already know, you're asking them how their family's doing, you're asking them how their job is going, what did they do on the weekend, especially on a day like today, it's Monday. Although I know a lot of people, the first thing they ask their coworkers when they go into work is, you know, how was your weekend? And of course, you know, everybody has conversations about money, we don't necessarily always talk about how much we're making, but we quite often talk about how much we wish we had more of it. So it's, all of these areas are really easy for you to hit within a conversation. The next point says no particular order. Of course, you could talk about your job first and then money, recreation. It really doesn't matter. Or you might actually only hit on one of these in a conversation. But the key is that it's just a good trigger for you to remember. These are the quick and easy ways to generate conversations with people in your daily routine. So what's really important about building like and trust is that 66% of a person's decision to do business with you, to launch their email, to become your business partner, it's all about like and trust. And, quite often, we've heard it said that people don't necessarily follow you because of, or partner with you because of the products. It's often about you. They partner with somebody that they trust and that they know they're going to want to spend a lot of time with, and that they're confident are going to be able, this person is going to be able to help them. So like and trust is really, really the foundation of the success you're going to have in your business. So, how do you start the conversation right? Especially if you're, in the line at the grocery store, or you're in line at the bank, or maybe at Tim Hortons picking up your coffee and your breakfast. You want to, start off the conversation on the right note. So give a compliment. People love, love, love getting compliments. It could be a remark about their watch. It could be about their handbag. It could be, what coat they're wearing or their shoes. Really, we're so fortunate now. We have pretty much every accessory that people are wearing. We can, find that something similar that they're wearing and point it out and give them a great compliment. It could also be a generic compliment. You could, pick up on their dress or their shoes. It could be that you've watched their interaction with the cashier in the store, and you comment about how, it's really nice to see somebody that's friendly with retail staff, because a lot of people go through their day being very grumpy. So, really, it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very, very simple. You might notice that they, have a nice smile. Really, it's simple. So just, you're going to have to pick and choose depending on what situation you're in, but, take a few minutes and write down a few different compliments you can think of that, in a hurry, you're going to be able to draw on automatically, and you're not going to have to worry about what is it I'm going to say. If it's somebody that you know, of course, pick out something that is a trait about them that you like. Maybe they are always very thoughtful and they remember to call you on your birthday. Maybe it is that they're somebody that you can always rely on. People love to get compliments, and that's going to build the like and trust factor with them as well. So use form, practice form with the people you already know. The best way to get good at it is to practice, like anything, and it really is just about having a conversation. So, pick your spouse or your best friend or a family member and just have a conversation with them and practice this, because you're going to find that you really are doing it normally all the time anyway. The other thing you want to keep in mind, though, is not to say too much about the GWT opportunity. Building like and trust is really about getting to know the other person and letting them know that you actually are interested in them, that you're interested in what it is that's important to them and what maybe needs they have in their life and different goals. It's really not at this point about global wealth trade at all. So your goal in building like and trust, of course, is really just to meet a new friend. So, it doesn't matter, like I said, where you are. You could be at the mall. Really, it's just about adding new people into your life. So ask questions, And more importantly, listen. We're going to talk in a little bit about some different examples that you can follow, but you know, the really key rule here is that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, and I think that's, you know, really been by design. It's important for us to really listen to what other people are saying, and you know, the more you actually take the time to not only, you know, listen to the words, but actually hear what they're trying to communicate to you, that's going to help you build the like and trust as well, because they're going to see you then as somebody who's taking the time to care about them over what maybe your needs are in the moment. People really don't talk enough about themselves. You know, people will go through the day worried about their family, worried about all the different things and people they need to take care of. So when somebody comes across their path that's actually, you know, encouraging them to talk about what's going on with them, it's very exciting and it's kind of refreshing. So you're going to find that people engage with you pretty quickly that way as well. And of course, you're going to, you know, use this conversation, an opportunity to really find out what it is that they maybe need in their life or what they want that they don't have. And those are the 2 key things. The whole point in getting to know people and having conversations with them is to really find out what it is that they're looking for that they don't have, and then you can offer them a solution to a problem that maybe they didn't even know they really had. So key to this is asking open-ended questions. And if you're not really sure what that is, a closed-ended question is going to be something that people can answer with either a yes or a no. And an open-ended question is something that people are going to have to give you a more detailed answer about. So we're going to talk on the next page about some of the questions you can ask when you're chatting with somebody. So when it's family and friends, of course, you know, if it's somebody that you're just getting to know, or maybe it's a friend of a friend, you know, where are you from? You know, what's your background? Do you have any family here? Do you have lots of friends here? What languages do you speak? You know, these are questions that maybe that you want to be a little more familiar with the person before you're asking them, although some people are very open right from the get-go to have that conversation. The key is really to be relaxed. You know, it's not an interview process. It's really about getting to know people better. And all of these different questions are really designed to give you an idea about, again, what is important to them, and you know where they come from and what their priorities are. So you know, if somebody's new in town, maybe they don't have a lot of friends, and maybe what they really need is to have a bigger social network, and before they can find out what else it is they'd want to do. If they speak different languages, that might lead you to ask, whoa, well, you speak Italian and you speak Spanish. Have you traveled around Europe? Have you gone to South America? You know, where have you been? So there are lots of different questions you can ask there. In terms of occupation, almost everybody will ask right away what you do for a living, you know, and of course, by extension, that can go into how long have you been doing it for. You know, if somebody's been doing a job for a long time, the obvious question is then, well, you must love what you're doing. And that's going to give you an opportunity to find out a little bit more too. Because if their answer is no, then your next question is, oh, really? Well, you know, is there something else that you think you'd rather be doing? And of course, you can ask, do you have your own business? One of the questions I love to ask when I'm in a coffee shop and somebody's serving me, I say, oh, is this your business? And most people will laugh and say, no, I just work here. That's a great opportunity to ask, well, have you ever thought about having your own business? So you can see that there are a lot of different questions that are going to evolve out of a few simple basic questions that you can ask. And of course, the more you're asking questions to these people, the more they're going to think, wow, this person's really interested in me. I wonder what they do. It's going to really open a lot of doors for you. In terms of recreation, of course, you know, what do you do for fun? Do you enjoy traveling? Where do you like to travel to? Where'd you go on your last vacation? How long ago was it that you took your last vacation? You know, what kind of different hobbies do you like to do? In Canada, in the wintertime, you know, a good question is, do you like to do outdoor activities? Because a lot of us like to really hibernate and stay indoors when it's too cold. And then there are other people who love winter activities. So it gives you an idea for how busy a lifestyle a person might lead. Do they like to do, you know, hobbies that are kind of solo activities like cross-country skiing? Or do they like to do more group activities like playing hockey? So a lot of different options that can pop up within recreation as well. That'll give you a really good idea of, you know, what a person's interests are. And then, of course, money is our last question or kind of area along form. And again, you can have a lot of different questions around this. You know, are you close to retirement? Have you thought about it? How old do you know, want to be when you retire? Are you on track? Do you think you're going to have enough money in the bank? Could you use more money in your life? And if you had more money, what would you do with it? And of course, for anybody who's working in North America and Australia, we know for sure that we definitely pay too much in taxes. So, you know, asking the simple question, do you pay too much in taxes, is pretty much going to get you a response and a continuing conversation there as well. So other examples of questions that you can ask, again, just getting an idea for what somebody's interests are. Have you read that book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad? That really opens up a conversation around being an employee versus being a business owner. Do you know what passive income or residual income is? How's the idea of earning an extra $500 to $1,000 a month sound to you? Most people are going to be pretty open to that. Wouldn't it be nice if you owned a McDonald's or a Starbucks? Do you have $2 million to invest into one? Again, most people are going to say no. That gives you an opportunity to have a bit more of a conversation. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could retire your parents? Wouldn't it be nice if your children could attend the best schools? Or wouldn't it be nice if you could travel anytime you wanted to any place you wanted? So you can see all of these questions are really designed around lifestyle, and that's really what kind of company we are as well, as a lifestyle company. And, you know, these questions really give you a lot of insight into what is most important to the individual you're speaking with. Of course, mindset is everything. So with the right mindset, everything is going to go right. And with your wrong mindset, everything is going to go wrong. So, you know, want to keep in mind when you're creating these relationships and kind of leading up to a possible discussion about our opportunity and taking a look at it, you want to keep in mind, if it's good enough for you and your family, is it not good enough for others? You know, a lot of people will hesitate and not take the time to build the rapport and the like and trust, and not get to the point of inviting someone to take a look at what we have, because they're kind of afraid that, oh, maybe they'll say no. Well, if it's good enough for you and your family, I'm going to assume that it's already passed that test, that, you know, you're only going to introduce something that's going to benefit yourselves. Then of course you want to share it with others. You know, if you give enough people what they want, you will eventually get what you want. So keep in mind here, you're not here to get money from people. People don't have dollar signs on their heads, and you're not, you know, just after them to take money from them. You're really here to help everyone by sharing with them what we have in this incredible GWT opportunity. So be the messenger, not the message. I know a lot of people will say they hate selling. Even people who are new into our GWT family, you know, maybe we're a little hesitant because they say, oh, I have no sales experience. I'm not a salesperson. You know, the focus here on this slide talks about try sharing, but I will also plant this seed with you. We are all selling as human beings every day in every way. So if you watch a great movie, what do you want to do? You want to share that with your friends. When you eat a great meal at a restaurant, what do you want to do? You want to share that with your friends. Tell them, hey, you should go here. It's a great experience. When you find a great deal on something, you're going to share it. You want everybody to know what's going on. You know, even in our relationships with our children or our spouse, We're constantly selling them on ideas to get them to do what we want them to do. There just happens to be that there's no financial transaction in that sometimes. But essentially, that's all we're ever doing really, is trying to get other people to, see our side of things and share in what we love most. So keep that in mind. What you should do, if you find a great opportunity like Global Wealth Trade, it's really not anything different than all of the other examples we talked about. So don't be afraid to be seen as somebody selling something, because you're really not doing anything else different than you would otherwise. So share is really the focus that you want to have when you're, meeting new people and getting to know them a little bit better. You don't want to have this gift in your hand and keep it locked up away from everyone else to be able to benefit from as well. So how does this lead into the survey? Well, we're jumping ahead now. We've already built that like and trust with people. We've, invited them to take a look at the GWT tour, whether that's in a coffee shop or with one of our online tours, or, at a live tour, or maybe it's even a big weekend event before a boot camp. That's great. You've done your job to that point. Well, you need all of these skills. You need to have that rapport and the like and trust when you're going through the survey with someone as well. In fact, you need it even more, because at this point now, you've pushed them maybe a little bit into unknown territory. Maybe they're a little uncomfortable because they recognize the opportunity, they're excited about it, but it's something really different than what they've ever done before. So having that like and trust is now crucial to helping you close them and help them make that decision for their benefit, really, to start their own email. So in the survey process, there are 3 E's that are really, really crucial components. One is excitement, one is energy, and the third one is enthusiasm. Now, keeping in mind, you probably had all of these 3 E's when you invited them out to take a look at the tour. You probably had the 3 E's while you were sitting there with them going through the tour, maybe nodding your head if you're sitting there with them in person. If you're giving them the tour, you're doing it with a lot of energy and excitement and enthusiasm. So, you want to keep that level up when you're going through the survey process. And something that's not on the slide here, but I did want to touch on, is that there's also 3 D's that you want to keep in mind: dialogue, delivery, and determination. So in terms of dialogue, you want to be thinking exactly about what it is exactly you're talking about and how you're saying it, because how we say things often makes a huge difference. You want to think about your delivery, and in terms of your delivery of these questions that you're asking, you want to do it with the 3 E's. You want to continue that excitement and energy, enthusiasm through. You don't want to come across, people are attracted to energy, and you don't want to come across as being nervous or anxious or hesitant or a little bit uncertain. You want to make sure you're continuing those 3 E's right through when you're doing the survey process. And then, of course, determination. You want to have your prospects see what you see. And you have to ask yourself, are you determined to help show them how this can actually make them more money? Are you determined to show them how this can actually give them the time freedom that they want to, take the extra vacations or spend the time with their family, or even just, to work on hobbies that they like and enjoy that maybe they don't have the time to do that right now. So, or, to follow other passions that they have. So, you want to really have that determination factor there as well. This is about helping them, remember, and by extension, you will build your business by helping the right people enough times. So some of the questions or the don'ts and the do's that you do want to keep in mind going through the survey process, the first thing you don't want to do is ask, what did you think? Because, this is really it's not a closed-ended question, but a lot of people will just say, oh, it was really interesting. Well, that doesn't really tell you what they're thinking. It doesn't really give you a sense of where they're at in their decision-making process. Maybe, you know, like Rene Liao, when he went through his survey the first time he took the tour, and keep in mind, he's our youngest millionaire with the company, you know, his first reaction was he didn't really like the tour. And, you know, when they dug deeper and found out, asked, you know, well, what is it that you didn't like about the tour, or what did you like most, right? Well, it turns out that when Rene got his coffee before the tour, he accidentally put salt into it instead of sugar. So he didn't really enjoy the tour because his coffee tasted horrible. It had nothing to do at all with the presentation or the business. So you do want to ask more specific questions. What did you like the most? This gives people the opportunity to tell you really in particular, did they like the products most? Did they like the residual income the most? Did they like the turnkey business aspect the most? There are a whole lot of different questions that there are answers that they're going to be able to give you, and asking more specifically, what did you like the most, is going to get you going in the right direction much better than just what did you think. And remember, always wait for the answer. I know especially for people like myself who like to talk, this is a challenge, but you don't want to interrupt what the person is saying. Give them time. Give them time to process what it is that you know, they saw. They're going to be kind of doing a quick mental recap in their head about all the different things they saw, and, you know, deciding what is it that they like the best. Wait for their answer. And of course, the next don't is, don't jump all over them and say, do you want to join now? You do want to ask, what package were you thinking of, or which package interests you the most? You know, asking people, going right to that question, do you want to join now? It gives people a sense of pressure, like they have to make a decision immediately, and maybe there are, you know, different questions that they have that you still need to address. So asking what package they were thinking of, again, opens up, it's an open-ended question, it gets them talking. If their answer is the gold package, well, that's great. You know, let's get started. Or what package most interests you? Well, the gold package most interests me. Great, let's get started. You know, it gives you the opportunity to ask for that partnership right away, but also, you know, you could draw that out a little more if you wanted and say, well, what is it about the gold package that you like the best? You know, give them the opportunity to tell you really what's going on. If they say, oh, I'm not interested in a package right now, don't ask, why don't you want to join? There's clearly some reasons there that we haven't addressed yet. Instead, a better question is to say, what's keeping you from getting started today? Maybe they don't have the money today, but they're going to have it in 2 weeks. Maybe they've got a family member that's ill, and they're taking care of them, and they feel that they don't have the attention to bring to the table right now. There are a whole lot of different things that, you know, reasons that people can have thinking it's going to keep them from getting started today. It's a much better question to ask, though, because it gives you somewhere to go with that. And of course, you're going to get your upline involved and helping you, and it's going to give them a better idea of how to help you, you know, close that prospect as well. So 4 questions that are really key, that, you know, they're great questions to ask every person. If you need a copy of this afterwards, we're actually recording this, so you'll be able to watch it again and take some notes if we get past the slide too fast. But, you know, number 1, based on everything you've seen here today, you know, based on the previous questions that we've asked, based on, you know, the conversation that you've just had with this person, if you were to get started on a part-time basis, how much money would you need to make monthly to make this business worth your time? So again, this is a great question because what it's doing is setting yourself up as a serious business person. They can see that this isn't some MLM thing. This is a business that you take seriously. You're in it to make money, and you want to know how you can help them make money, and you need to know what is their income target to be able to help them best do that. So it's a really great question to help position yourself and to help them have a lot of comfort in knowing that this is not just about the meeting you're in right now. This is about a long-term strategy and partnership that you're going to work this together to change your lives together. The next question, of course, is how many hours per week are you willing to realistically commit to it? So you just said, you know, I want to make an extra $2,000 a month. Well, okay, great. So if you're only willing to put in 30 minutes a week, realistically, you're probably not going to get that extra $2,000 a month. You know, so these are great questions to ask to help a person develop their strategy, see how they can work this business, see what they're going to get out of their time and efforts, you know, in a realistic manner. The next question, of course, you can ask, well, how many months would you be willing to commit to this business to develop that extra $2,000 a month in monthly income? Again, you're going to get to be able to gauge how serious they are. Are they committed to doing this? Are they part of the lottery group? You know, we talk about that a lot in the 8 categories of distributorship. You know, it's going to give you a good sense about who this person is and, you know, what they're willing to put in to gain the benefits of their business. And of course, number 4, if I could show you how to develop $2,000 in monthly income, working about, you know, 4 hours per week over the next, you know, 4 months, is there anything else you would need to know before you got started? So basically, you're just taking all of the information they've told you in steps 1, 2, and 3. You found out how much money they want to make, how many hours a week they're willing to put in, and how many months they're willing to do that to see a result. And now you're going to be able to say, okay, if I can show you how to do all of these things and get all of these targets you want, is there anything else you need to know before you get started? This really gives, you know, another opportunity for your prospect to get any other questions answered and really to address any other hesitations they have, which at this point they're probably not going to have so many because they're seeing that really you're serious about helping them be successful in the business and that this isn't just about you getting some money from them launching an email. Really, really key point. So again, must-use tools. Number 1 is the survey. You know, we have just a few short basic questions now in the survey. I believe there's 5 questions now in our most updated and recent one. Pretty simple, straightforward. Again, all of those questions are designed to find out where that person's mindset is. Team strategy is kind of the next thing that you're going to want to talk about and give examples of people who either, you know, took advantage of positioning or missed out on positioning. So, you know, we have people like our national ambassador, Reza Mesgarlou, who, you know, got positioned right from the beginning, even though he wasn't, you know, ready or able to get started in the business. He waited 3 years before he really got serious in building. You know, he knew the advantage of positioning, and when he was ready to get started, there was $7 million in volume waiting in his team leg to get started. So 2/3 of the work was already done for him. And then there are other people like Regional Ambassador Sherry Zhao who took, you know, about 7 days of Renee Liao calling her every day, asking her to come and take a look. And because of just 7 days, she missed out on thousands of dollars in volume, you know, that she could have been earning because she waited 7 days. So, you know, get to know your team, get to know a lot of the leaders' stories in our company and use them to your advantage and giving examples of, you know, people who took action right away. Remember, facts tell, and stories sell. So it's you know, a key component as well of our business, that we know what we're talking about, we know the different stories, but the stories themselves are the ones that really help people make a decision because it's what they can maybe relate to. Of course, if you're in certain markets, tax savings is something you can also take advantage of. You know, some email operators actually go through a bit of the tax savings training when they're along with their survey process, to show people exactly how much money they can save by having a home-based business, how important that is. And really, even if you're in a market that doesn't have this as a concern, because we are global, we're operating in, you know, 165 countries, it's a good idea to get that training and have a bit of an idea, or at least be able to, you know, connect on a My5 call with someone in one of those regions. You know, when your prospects show up in Ottawa, we can definitely help them out, right? Even if you're living in a country that doesn't have a concern about it. And of course, ultimately, along with the survey, you absolutely want to have an application form. And you know, the brilliant package that our senior VP, Sanaz Human, put together for us makes it so easy. You go into your back office, you click print, and you have 4 pages come out all at once. It's got the survey, it's got the gift certificate, and it's got a little bit of comp plan information and the application form, all rolled into one nice, neat little package. So make sure that you always have that all together. It's a great tool to use in conjunction with each other. And of course, you know, if you excuse yourself just for a minute to go out and get a glass of water and come back, you never know who's going to actually be filling out the application form, you know, because it's there and they're ready to go. That, you know, let the tools actually do the work for you. So let's say that you've gone through all of these processes and yet still somebody is maybe not quite ready to launch their email. The fortune is in the follow-up, absolutely. Whether it's on the beginning and, you know, following up until you get that person to take a look at your opportunity, or it's afterwards, follow-up shows people again that you care about what's important to them and that it's not just about you. And that's going to be a real key to your success as well. So how do you improve the probability of closing? Well, book more follow-ups. So the more follow-ups you do with someone, the more likely they will be to join. If you bring somebody out once and they don't join you right away and you never call them again, well, it's over. You've wasted all of your time, all of your efforts. You've wasted their time essentially by, you know, just simply not following up. On average, after the 3rd follow-up, a person is probably most likely going to join you. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but again, it's really about having that relationship started and building on that over time, and you know, checking in with them and being patient enough to wait for the right time for them. If people never hear from you again, they're going to be thinking that you were just doing it for a one-time thing and that you really didn't care about them and you had no interest in how this could benefit them. But if you keep following up, it could be a month, 6 months, maybe even a year, then they know that you're serious, and sometimes that's all that somebody needs. They need to know that the person they're partnering with is in this for the long term. So 99% of people saying no to you was a lack of follow-up. Keep that in mind. That's a very easy percentage to overcome just by consistently touching base with them. So remember, 2 ears and 1 mouth. You want to listen to what your prospect is saying. If you don't really understand their perspective, ask questions. You know, get to understand where they're coming from. If they are saying that they want the retailer package, don't try to sell them the diamond. Get them into the retailer package. You know, we always say if you're comfortable with retailer, then go for Palladium. If you're comfortable with Palladium, go with the gold. Try and push yourself up a little bit out of that comfort zone and, you know, reach for the next level. But if they're really saying that they want one package, then Great, get them started. That's great. We want to get you launched and on your way. Get them in, and they will upgrade later. There are many, many people who have upgraded. I know recently we heard last night that when the new tour was launched in Toronto this week, there were many, many people that upgraded. So you never know when that's going to happen. Get people started and, follow up with them, give them the support and get them going. If you push for diamond, ultimately what might happen is that they may get turned off because they feel that you're not listening to them, and then you've lost not just the immediate partnership, but, potentially thousands of dollars just because you weren't listening. So really, really important. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Of course, you're going to want to make sure that you are working with your upline as well. So there are a few really key points here to keep in mind. Follow their lead and, kind of go with the flow with what they're doing. Your upline knows from experience what to focus on, and especially if they've done, hundreds of tours and you've maybe done 3, they're going to know the typical questions that are coming up. They're going to know how to effectively answer them and make things go, much more smoothly and easily for all of you. Do not interrupt your upline when they're speaking, no matter what they say, no matter if you have to literally bite your tongue. Do not interrupt your upline when they're speaking. First of all, it throws them off, and you don't want to throw them off their train of thought. It also reduces your chance of closing your prospect. And why is this? Because essentially, if you have introduced your prospect to your upline, you've edified them, you've said this person is very experienced, they're making a lot of money, they have a very successful business, and then you interrupt them, you're essentially saying they're not really that important and I can do this without them. And it doesn't really instill a lot of confidence in your upline, even if they, happen to be National Ambassador Reza Mesgarlou. It's not a good idea to interrupt your upline. Let them do the work for you. It also shows your prospect that they don't have to do this business by themselves. They have business partners that are going to step in, help them along the way, show their guests what it is that they need to know, and you don't have to worry about knowing everything right away. So it's really about, showing the prospect that we all work together to benefit each other. Of course, as an LC, you must have the 3 E's still: your excitement, your energy, and enthusiasm. So even if you're not interrupting and not talking when your upline is, you can be nodding your head, you can be smiling, you can be agreeing, you can show all of that enthusiasm and excitement all along the way. Your role as a luxury consultant is to back up everything that your upline says. Reconfirm it. So if your upline is suggesting getting a position, just nod your head. Don't interrupt. All you have to do is agree. Now, when your upline is done talking to your prospect, they're probably going to excuse themselves by saying they have to, go get a glass of water, go to the washroom, do something else. They're doing that because they know that they have done all they can. This might be within 5 minutes. This might be 12 minutes. It might be, 30 minutes later. But when they know that they've done all they can, they're going to step away to let you try and finish closing on your own. This is going to happen, when the upline feels that the prospect really just wants to talk to you. Because remember, you're the one that has built the like and trust. You're the one that has developed the relationship with this individual, and you're the one that's going to be working with them very, very closely. So don't be, thrown off when your upline gets up to walk away. That's their job is done, and now it's your time to really be assertive, confirm that it's a great decision for them to get started today. You don't have to be pushy, but, you also just want to let them know, yeah, it would be great to have you start today. We're going to get you lined up with your training, your first training right away, and then your second training is going to be tomorrow, and we're going to get you off on the right foot. So really, this is about knowing how you function in that partnership with your upline and working together to show the guests that they can benefit and receive value from both of you and by getting started today. So, all of this to say, this is going to help you expand your territory. You know, we have a simple 4-step action plan. It is to launch your email, you know, get your VIP account, show your products, retail your products, and expand your territory. So this is how you do it. Build your like and trust, you know, you listen, ask questions, and work with your upline, and you're going to see your territory explode across the world. So that's it for tonight. I want to thank you all very much for taking the time out for this training. I hope you all got a lot of value out of it. And with that, I'm going to pass it back over to Ambassador Sean Singh.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Rebecca. Well done indeed. And of course, you covered quite a bit there, pretty much everything we had to get covered from start to finish. So folks, hope you guys took some proper notes, some good notes. And just give me one quick second here while we get to one quick announcement. Okay, so folks, the last thing we want to cover tonight is, of course, the best way I can put it is the most insane and a very ridiculous incentive that our top earner, Mr. Reza Mesgarlou, National Ambassador, First Millionaire, 2-time President's Cup Award winner, has put together for the MIM team as we approach convention. So first of all, I hope everybody does have the convention tickets already. You've got your hotels booked. Because of this, you know, again, talking to him today, just wanting to double check this is the actual convention incentive. Ladies and gentlemen, it is as simple as this. So whether you personally enroll a full diamond or, of course, through retail sales, you generate full diamonds worth of PV, well, congratulations, your convention ticket is going to be reimbursed at the convention. So again, this all comes down to you make sure you have your convention ticket already, you have your flight, you have your car, you have your hotel booked already, and you're going to get reimbursed at the convention. But it is as simple as that. One full diamond that you personally enroll, or of course that you generate through PV, through retail sales, and you have your convention ticket reimbursed, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you go ahead and enroll a full diamond, well, guess what? Now your hotel is covered at the same time here. Now, again, whether you enroll a full diamond, whether you enroll a couple golds and a couple palladiums to get to the same amount, we're talking the full diamond volume here. And, of course, third full diamond that you introduce, that you enroll, or if you generate that much in PV, guess what? Your travel costs, whether you flew in, you drove in, you took the train in, will start to be covered as well. And at the same time, it doesn't just stop at 3. 3 is basically the minimum for the whole package you have here. Again, the more diamonds that you launch, the more that you enroll, the more diamonds worth of PV that you generate, well, guess what? The cash is going to continue coming towards you. In fact, I know our top earner, National Ambassador, Mr. Reza Mesgarlou, is looking forward to handing out a lot of cold, hard cash at this convention, and I'm just going to double check here at the same time. I do believe we have him on the call. So, Reza, is that you that I see here on the call?
Yes, you can. I was trying to hide.
You're trying to, you know what, my friend, with an incentive like this putting on, not a chance of you hiding. This is absolutely incredible. I know we have this slide here, and I want to let folks know as well, there's going to be a flyer coming out soon that everyone will be able to tag their entire team, share with the entire world as we generate this massive momentum coming up the convention.
Oh, great training and great incentive. Actually, it's a beautiful incentive. It went in effect since our last call on Monday. And I know there was a lot of you guys on this call, and maybe some of you guys weren't. But I don't see it flying around. Maybe, you know, you guys were waiting for someone to make up a flyer for you. So this is the best Sean Singh can do, which is better than what we already have. But, you know, you got to glamorize it, and you got to pass it on to your team. You got to promote it and make sure everyone out there takes advantage of this incentive, because I tell you, the only incentives I get is the incentives you guys get from the company. Whatever is available from the company is the only incentives I get. You know, we always put these incentives for our team because we want to make sure to get as many of you guys, not only to generate a lot of income for yourself, but also get yourself to the convention. You know, if you ask anyone else, based on what I'm paying out on this incentive, it's ludicrous. It's crazy, but I don't care. I don't care because I want to make sure to help as many people, not only get them to the convention, but I want them to, by doing this, if they have to go towards the incentive, they make themselves a lot of money, get them qualified for a car, you know, maybe ambassador cruise, so on and so forth. So this goes for anybody and everybody. 1 diamond or equivalent to a diamond, you got your convention ticket paid up, which is at $300 now. As you launch 2 diamonds or equivalent of 2 diamonds, we add the hotel in Niagara Falls. And that if you do 3, 4, 5, then you obviously he'll you know, help you with your travel costs and so on and so forth. So I think it's a good start. 1, 2, 3. So do not wait till you win this. Hopefully, I've already got your convention tickets. Hopefully, you already booked your hotel and you know, your flight or travel costs, whatever that is. And hopefully, I'll be handing you guys cash on the stage like we've done in the years of past, but we've never given out this much. This is, you know, this is insane, especially, you know, for some people that are really analytical. They look at it and they say, okay, 1 diamond, and that's probably, you know, makes them $500 a cycle. Well, it normally would, yes, except I'm putting this incentive for a leg that's already capped. So I'm not making any money from this leg, from this team. It's entirely just to help you guys flourish, help you guys, you know, to go shoot for something and come to the convention. And because you went for this incentive, not only you already made a lot of money, you cycled and made your wholesale profits and so on, but now you got more money back, so your trip becomes, your convention becomes free. So yeah, it's great. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask. I know one of the questions is going to be, how about a diamond rebate? No, it has to be a full diamond. It says it's full diamond. Or it could be combination of whatever packages that adds up to a full diamond. That's how we count them as full diamonds, right? So at this point, I think it was great training, guys. I don't know if you're geared up, if you're excited for the convention, if you know, you are having sleepless nights because you're thinking about it so much and excited about it. I tell you, I am. I'm not going to 1 convention, but I'm going to 2. I'm going to South Africa conference on the 20th of this month, and I'm coming back, and shortly after, I'm heading over to the actual convention in Niagara Falls. And if this Friday counts, the Saturday counts, Toronto CDSC meeting as well. So yeah, it's so simple. What I want to do is actually, on the next training that we have, bring my mother to explain how she is able to bring people out to meetings. Okay? We just had a diamond launch today and another diamond launching tomorrow. She met them just briefly on the go. I want to know, as much as you guys want to know, I want to know, what is it she's saying to these people that these people come haunting me, trying to find out what this is all about, and they want to see the business, and they want to see, these are the people that are calling me. And I asked her, she just had a little surgery, well, a good-sized surgery today, so she's a trooper, she was on the couch and not supposed to speak too much, but I asked her, I said, what do you say to these people? I mean, I get these random calls. What do you exactly do? So she explained to me what she does and how these people are calling me. I said, you know what? You're going to be the next trainer. I want you to share this with everybody, how simple this is and how simple, even more simple you do it with your broken English and my business card, not even her own business card. With my business card, how she gets these people looking for me, calling me, searching for me, coming out to the tours. So yeah, expect to have her on the call soon, on the training soon, because I tell you, it can't get any simpler than that and any more effective than that. So we'll do that. So at this point, I guess I'll pass it back to you, Sean. I see, I don't know if there's some questions or not. I see question mark, one of them. So maybe see what the question is. I think it's Daisy or Diplomat Daisy, the retail queen. So back to you, Sean.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Rez. And you know what, my friend, even myself, I'm looking forward to hearing GWT Mom training next week because I've been witness to it when all of a sudden you're getting random phone calls and you know that mom must have been out shopping or she's out doing something because you got people calling you and eager to come and see the tour.
Sure. I have people calling me from Toronto. I have people calling me from St. Lucia. I have people calling me from Miami. I have people calling me from Dubai. I have people calling me from Iran. Wherever she lands, that she comes in contact with people, people are calling me from. They're calling me. They say, your mother said for me I should call you. I said, call me for what? Oh, about, you know, this business because I'm looking for something. I do this, this, and that. Oh, the cruise in Bahamas. The actual young lady in Bahamas and the cruise in Bahamas that worked on the cruise ship, she's from St. Lucia. So I guess at some point she talked to her and gave her a business card. So it's insane. It's insane. So I really want, once she heals a little bit better, that she can speak, I really want her to tell me what she says because it works. Whatever she's telling them, it works. So yeah, it's incredible, incredible, incredible. Yeah, Sean, go ahead.
Awesome. No, like I said, it definitely works because I've witnessed the same thing. So yeah, for sure. You know what, folks? If we can get her on for next week, let's definitely get it a jam-packed call to the entire MIM family. Because trust me, working out of the Ottawa office very often, I get to see this young lady in action, and what a trooper! And you know what? If she wasn't just having too much fun, I think she'd probably be a top sponsor with about 200 sponsored personally for sure. We have a comment here from Daisy, just basically saying awesome training. I hope everybody took notes. Yes, I hope everybody did. And at the same time, folks, hope you guys took some notes on this incentive as well that Reza has put together for us. Because like I said, this is insane. Just to be clear, this is not that you launch 2 full diamonds and you have your hotel paid. No, this is you launch 2 full diamonds, you have your convention ticket and the hotel paid. So, Rez, I have no doubt we're going to see a Brinks truck pulling up to Niagara Falls just to pay out all these incentives here. With that said, folks, I know some of you are gearing up for our CDSE call that's taking place in about a couple of minutes here. If there's no other questions or comments, let's all have a wonderful business building week. Promote hard for the convention. Get your tickets. Get everyone to get their tickets. At the same time, let's get everyone to take massive action so they can get a massive amount of cash come convention as well.
Well, that's great. I think we started the CDAC in a short couple of minutes. If anyone would like to share something, this is your chance. Raise your hand, and we can definitely unmute you to hear anything that you might want to share. Going once. Going twice. I guess everyone's okay. All right, so yes, Sean, I guess everyone's fine. So let's get on the next call.
Perfect. So everyone have yourselves a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the MIM family. And we'll see you guys at convention. We'll see you guys at the CDSE coming at the end of the week. And for a lot of you on the call, we'll see you guys shortly in a couple minutes on the CDSE. Have a great night, folks.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.